Schools will get the first position. This is next year, not this year. From my MRP, I give you 5,000. And there are 9 of them. 9. So 9 times 5 means 45. And those who get first runner-up will get 3,000, and the third runner-up will be 2,000. So that will be next year, my MRP next year. So that you will get a check probably by March next year. That is not from the ministry, from my MRP, Minor Rural Project Fund. So probably Tamil, I may give more next year. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank the organizer of this Student Innovation Excellent Appreciation Ceremony. Sometimes we do forget. When people excel, we just look at them and say only thank you. But today, we don't only say thank you, but also give a bit of appreciation in terms of the lunch, and that's why, as I said just now, I'm impressed. So I'll give a total of 63,000 next year, 62, 63. I'm also proud, ladies and gentlemen, as well as delighted to be here today among you. Because by working together as a team, you have channeled your inspiration and harnessed your creativity to produce innovative solutions and products that has been judged to the best among the best. That is the best among the best. Your success has brought honor not only to your family, not only to your school, but also to the state of Sarawak. So congratulations to all of you. And also only that this moment of glory is the result of months of hard work, tenacity, perseverance of your team, as well as the dedicated guidance from your mentors and your teachers in your respective school. So it's not only your success, but the success of your mentors and students. They have been with you all this while, coaching, and finally you get the results, and that is the success. So apart from the combined effort of the students and teachers, these successes are also attributed to the unwavering commitment of all the NGOs, such as the GAS, Chupaka, all board young leader centers, as well as agencies and corporate entities, such as Sarawak Multimedia Authority, Yayasan Sarawak, the State Education Department, the Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation, Dreamcatcher, Patronas, and Shell. Our local universities, such as UNIMAS, Swinburne, Curtin, UITM, UCDS, have also contributed to these successes through the various programs and assistance. To all those who have been involved in crafting these successes, I say congratulations, sabas to all of them. Ladies and gentlemen, the goal of socio-economic transformation plan, that is STEP, is to be a prosperous and progressive state by the year 2030. But before I proceed, you know we are reaching, or we are about to embark on a 4.0 industry. There are two schools of thought with regards to 4.0 industry. One, that 4.0 industry will create massive unemployment. But the other one, we say, the optimist, we say, it will create a lot of jobs, prosperity, because it will actually improve our productivity. Simple, I give you one story. This is fiction. Ford Motors president, he had a conversation with the president of the trade union. And he told the president of the trade union, look, mister, all our cars are made by robots. We don't have human beings in our factory anymore, in our plant anymore. All are made by robots. So what happened to your members of the union who are going to pay their dues, meaning that we are going to pay their salaries, because there are no jobs? He thought he was very smart. But the trade union president told him, very true, sir, that all your cars are made by robots. I can see that everywhere they are robots. But I don't believe that robots will buy your cars. So if there are no customers, there are no buyers, what happened to your cars? So from this, ladies and gentlemen, 4.0 industry, yes, a lot of repetitive jobs will be taken over by robots. But when you have no human beings, the purchasing power is not going to be there. So how can the country progress? How can you have prosperity when human beings are not there? So, ladies and gentlemen, don't be scared of 4.0 industry. It will definitely create more jobs. It's only a different type of jobs, a different type of knowledge, a different type of training, a different type of skills. You look at the first 1.0 industry, the second 2.0 industry, and in Western countries like Australia, they have gone to 3.0. Practically all these created jobs, increased productivity, and make the countries prosperous and the world a better place. And you look at the whole world, I think one, poverty rate has really gone down, probably more than 10 times or even more. So all these are the results of new innovation. So it's just a question, ladies and gentlemen, that we have to change. That's why it is very important now that we have to go for this innovation. So we must be creative and innovative to add values to our resources and generate all value products and services to boost our economy. We must also diversify our economy by creating new sources of wealth through the creative and innovative exploitation of our technologies, especially the digital economy. Countries such as Singapore, Finland, South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, they are very, very prosperous not because they are endowed with rich natural resources, but because of the strong innovation ecosystem that these countries have developed over the years. You don't need to go far, just Singapore. Singapore has nothing. They have no natural resources. Singapore has no oil, no timber, no oil palm, what else? No mining, nothing. Even no land. No land. And yet, Singapore is within the 10 or maybe within the 5 countries in the world called prosperous countries. So what is more important is actually human capacity. It is our brain. That's why I think I've repeated it 1 or 2 times. There is a study conducted by Jeffrey Sharp and Andrew Wayne from Harvard University. The study actually is about countries which have no natural resources and countries which have plenty, abundant natural resources. And at the end, according to the study, those who have abundant natural resources tend to lag behind those who don't have. And a good example is Singapore, Japan, Taiwan, South Korea. What do they have? And yet they are among the most prosperous countries in the world. But there are countries also who have plenty of natural resources, and yet they are among the poorest in the world. So what do they say? These 2 researchers. He said those countries who actually are still very poor despite the abundant natural resources, they say that these countries suffer from the curse of the luxury of natural resources. So Sarawak and Malaysia don't want to suffer from the curse of the luxury of our oil, our gas, our timber, our oil palm, and the mass land that we have. So these must be coupled with our human capacity. And that depends on you who are still in the school today. Depends on how you think, how you actually create new innovation, be creative and all that. So that's why it is very important that we support your creative and innovative activities. For Sarawak to prosper and to thrive in the 21st century, we must also develop a strong and vibrant innovation ecosystem. We have to create new goods and services that have higher value to enrich our economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, apart from creating, as part of creating this innovation ecosystem, Sarawak is developing several facilities such as the SIEA Innovation Center, Tegas Digital Hub, Tegas Digital Village, incubators, marketplace in libraries and universities, as well as the Tinker Labs in school. And these Tinker Labs, actually my ministry is thinking of maybe setting one for every division later on, or maybe every district as a model so that others will follow. Tinker is not think, no, T-I-N-K-E-R, tinker. You just do anything and finally you get something right. Try and try and try. So this is what we are trying to do. These facilities will have the necessary hardware and software support to create an environment that enable and empower individuals to experiment, to try out new ideas, and to create new opportunities. Keep on trying, keep on trying, keep on trying. That's called the thinker. We have seen some countries having it, like we went to Finland last May, and they have the thinker lab. And I think Singapore has a thinker lab also. So, however, the most important component of innovation ecosystem is the human factor, that is your brain. You know, we have 3 domains: the cognitive domains, the affective domains, and the psychomotor domains. So if we use all these 3 domains, definitely we'll be able to move forward. But the most important, of course, is the cognitive domain, that's your IQ. So to quote the Chief Minister's, our human capacity is one of the utmost importance as part of the ecosystem that we need to create to leapfrog a conventional economy to a digital economy. Education with a focus on digital capability, innovation, and creativity must be at the center of any long-term plan for SIEA. So schools are the natural starting point for us to show the seed of innovative mindset among young SIEA kids. It is in schools that Mr. has implemented many programs and initiatives to nurture and develop the imagination and creativity of young SIEA kids. One such initiative is to encourage and support our students to participate in various innovation and invention competitions. Mr. collaborates with UITM to organize the annual SIEA Innovation, Invention, and Design exhibition. In addition, Mr. also supports the organization of other competitions such as the SIEA Young Innovators Challenge, SIEA Junior Innovators Challenge, Digital Storytelling, and Robotics competitions. I'd like to thank the SIEA Multimedia Authority for their financial support to organize all these competitions. The SIEA SIEA, who is there's one representative here, the chief scientist. So we would like to thank you for all your money, and we hope that more coming next year. Getting our students to participate in innovation competition is a good way to nurture and develop innovative mindset. Competitions will require students to be critical and apply their knowledge to solve actual problems. Force students to be creative and think outside the box. Get students to collaborate with each other and work as a team. Compel students to communicate effectively about the innovation or invention to the judges and the public. Thus, by joining competition, students actually develop 21st century skills of critical thinking, creative thinking, collaboration, and cognition. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here a product of the 1960s, 70s, where the teachers, I don't know whether Professor John, Professor Jackson, also a product of the teachers were actually not teaching students. Teachers were teaching the subjects. You get what I mean? Teachers were not teaching students, they were teaching the subjects. So as a result, we learn rote learning. And since 1956, teachers have been relying almost solely on the Bloom taxonomy. Those of you who are teachers here, I believe that you have gone through the Bloom taxonomy. That is, first, knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, and then synthesis. Maybe John did not go because you are all the time in universities, so you have not gone through the pedagogy. But those teachers who have gone through pedagogy definitely have gone through Bloom taxonomy. But Bloom taxonomy was created by Benjamin Bloom in 1956. That was long, long ago. So how could an idea created in 1956 still be applicable today? So that again, ladies and gentlemen, teachers, can you please think more than that? Because now coming to the 21st century, and we have gone to some schools, model schools, like recently I went together with Dato to Beijing, and that is the real 21st century model of primary schools, 21st century model of primary schools. And this should be the model. There shouldn't be any conventional arrangement of desks and chairs in the classroom. It should be like what you have today, clusters. Because when you have clusters, then there will be forced interactive learning. When you are having the conventional, you are not forced to teach, you are not forced to talk, because you just listen. That's why during my time, when I was in school before, in the 1950s and 1960s, there is a common saying, students are supposed to be seen, but not heard. Right, John? Students are supposed to be seen, but not heard. I think Sudasana also passed through that time, because we were from the same school. Students were supposed to be seen and not heard. So you're not supposed to talk. You're not supposed to ask questions. You're not, whoever tried to always ask questions, I think that will be regarded by the teachers as this is a very naughty boy. Very naughty boy. But now, it's just the opposite. That's why I give you an example again. I think this is the trend in the world today. Singapore, they started together with us. That's why when Lee Kuan Yew was the Prime Minister in the 1960s, 1950s and 70s, his policy towards education is this. Education is a means for Singaporean to survive. Then after that, Singaporean could survive through education. And then he said, no, we have done that, so now education is a means for Singaporean to improve and increase their productivity. Then after that, Gochotong took over because they had improved their productivity, they had gone certain level. So Gochotong said, now education should be treated as lifelong learning. And recently, we went to Singapore. Last year, Dr. Manyin was with me. We went, we met the ministry, education officer, the minister, and officers in the department. And there was a directive, I was told, we were told, from the minister. Tell the officers in the ministry to tell the teachers in Singapore, to tell the lecturers in polytechnics, please tell the student to tell the teachers to teach less so that the student learn more. Is it not a paradox? Teach less so that the student learn more. So teachers You go back to the school, think about it. Don't teach all the time, teach less so that the student learn more. So that's why we need thinker, keep on trying. So teachers should now not as teachers but as facilitators. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to all ask the students that we are now honoring today simple questions. What is next? How many of you will continue to work on your innovation or to start a new one and go to the entire taxing but rewarding experiences again? I hope that the answer is all of you. All of you must continue to develop your innovation and invention, and I hope some of your innovation becomes a viable commercial product that can meet some society's need in the future. However, the more important reason for you to continue to work on your innovation is because the whole process makes you become more creative, more innovative, and more competent. So as the famous American author said, you can't use up creativity. The more you use it, the more creative you become. So it cannot be exhausted. It can never be exhausted. The more you use it, the more creative you become. So ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to change our mindset, think how to move forward, because 4.0 industry requires a different set of skills, a different set of knowledge, and a different way how to approach our work. Otherwise, we'll be what the pessimist or unemployed, because we create massive unemployment. But if we are prepared, you will have a lot of jobs, not only that, you will make a lot of money. Because whenever we think, people, the first thing is always think of money. Of course, some people, when they are already successful, money is not very important. Still, money is important because you need to have houses, you need to have cars, you need to have this, you need to have that. So still, it's not important. Whoever says that money is not important, I think he is just not telling the truth. He's not telling the truth. We need to survive. So in this world, not only survive, we need to compete. And Sarawak need you as the young innovators, young leaders in the future to turn Sarawak to become prosperous by the year 2030. Not very long from now, 12 years only. So where are you by that time? 12 years. Just come out from universities, 12 years. For me, it's already, because I entered university in the 1960s. So what, as I told you just now, what I learned actually is obsolete today. Obsolete. It cannot be applied. If I don't read, definitely I can't even talk here because I'm the most illiterate. Illiterate rather than literate. So I would like to urge everyone to be creative, innovative, and to contribute to Sarawak prosperity by the year 2030. Thank you very much.